Good morning, everyone. We are back, and we are back with our Wednesday cash stuffing for 3 of our binders. Today, we're going to go a little bit more in depth, give you a little bit more understanding of these 3 binders. I've been asked by a few of my new subscribers if I would actually break this down a little further. So that's what we're doing all week. Every time I bring my binders on board and show you what I'm stuffing, even if it's savings challenges that come up on Friday, I will explain everything to you all. And if you ever have questions, go ahead and feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Our first binder here is our 100 envelope challenge. This is actually half of that challenge for those of you who have been frustrated trying to complete such a daunting task with this challenge. Again, I'm going to break it down and show you the most simplest way to do it. I have designed a different way of doing the 100 envelope challenge that makes a lot of sense. Doesn't matter what your income level is. Doesn't matter what the size of the challenge ever is. You never need to fail at it. And I'm going to show you the system of how to set that up by using my 100 envelope challenge. But you can use it with any challenge that you want to do, large or small, no matter what your income is. That will be the last one that we actually stuff today. The second to last, which is our middle one, is our 1 year in advance binder. Now, this is by no means a month ahead where I put in the money the month before and pay my bills the next month. My bills are auto drafted on the 3rd of every single month. My bills are paid in full, with the exception of my Verizon that comes out on the 10th, and that's because I've got family members outside my house who are on my plan, multiple family members outside my house, and they get paid differently than I do, so I give them that leeway to pay me on the 10th, but I will be speaking a little bit more about that coming up here in a minute, and we'll be dealing with that binder. First of all, we're going to deal with our prepper binder. This is one of my favorite binders. Before we get started with this binder, let's go ahead and see how much money we are going to be stuffing between these 3 binders today so that you know. We have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 110. Not a lot of money, y'all, but it's going to go a long way when you're consistent. So with that being said, we're going to put the 50 to the side here so I don't make a mistake and grab that first. And we're going to roll with this one. In my prepper binder, we have a bunch of different envelopes. Now, like Monday, I have decided to empty out all but one of my binders to make sure that I don't have these binders too thick, which makes it harder to close, and everything has been transferred over into my Capital One 360 accounts. So with that being said, I don't want to have to continuously say it's been transferred to Capital One 360. I will just say it's been transferred. So our first envelope here is our stockpile. Now our stockpile includes anything that sits on my shelving systems downstairs. Canned goods, boxed goods, packaged goods. It also includes my 5-gallon food grade buckets that I fill myself with my own Mylar bags, my own oxygen absorbers when they're needed for certain buckets, and the full bit of that. So we currently transferred over $270 into my account for Capital One 360. $10 is going in. This puts us up to $280 for when we decide we want to do a larger stock up, or we can pull money out here from time to time and do a smaller stock up as well. Our next one is our meat restock. With this, we don't just stock meat, y'all. We do convenience foods too. And my family is more than fine with doing it, and we are more than fine being judged about doing it. But my kids like Hot Pockets. They like pizza rolls. They like frozen pizza. They like all of that. So yes, this is for a meat restock, but it's also for anything else that goes in my freezer for a restock of freezer foods. We are putting in 10. Again, we have 160 that has been transferred. Our next one is household, and we have that completely capped off at $560. It's actually $60 over its cap off, which is absolutely fine for me. More is better than having too little. So $560 for our household has been completely capped off. Nothing's going in today. Next is personal care, and personal care is all for what it says. It's anything that we need that's personal care, hygiene-wise. In our house, it has 80 that's been transferred. We are putting 10 in here. That will make 90 in total that we have for personal care. Next one is paper products. We have pulled from this. We had 80. We ended up having to pull 53. We are restocking toilet paper downstairs in my prepper pantry. I do have a 1 year stash upstairs already, but when I get down to 1 year, I start stocking up for a second year. Paper products are great to stock because there's never any expiration date with them whatsoever, and they will sit around for years and years and years, and nothing will happen to them as long as you keep them clean and in dry places. So with that being said, out of that 80, we used 53, which left us with, I believe, 27. And we are going to be putting away 10 more into here. But I will say, if you saw my video not too long ago, I did restock 104 rolls of toilet paper downstairs. That gave us just over 9 months worth of toilet paper for my household. So we go through approximately 1 roll of toilet paper every 2 days. But I guarantee you, most of the times we go through 1 every 3 days. Okay, y'all? So we really don't go through. And we use the bigger rolls of toilet paper for the most part, too. So that's probably what helps us lack it and go over it to like 3 days. Very rarely have we ever gone 2 days and used an entire roll of toilet paper. After that is our emergency prep. It has $30 that's been transferred. I am wanting to get the newest, latest Jackery that Prepper Princess got to show off when she received it, and I'm jealous. So I'm sticking in 10. It is a beast. It is a solar powered generator, and I want my hands on it as well. So with that being said, 30 is being stuck in my transfer, and then 10 in here makes 40 total towards that Jackery. Last but never least is our emergency prep money. We currently have $900, but we are not sticking any money in here today. We do this once a month. We put in $150, so we'll be doing it at the beginning of November. All right, let's move on to our second binder, and then I have something else to show you before we get into our 100 envelope challenge. This binder has had some changes done to it. I have moved money out that I was restocking for rent for month number 2. I have completely finished my 1 month ahead emergency money. Now, again, this is not money that I go ahead and fill these envelopes and pay for the next following month. This is emergency. This is, oh snap, we lost our income. I need to take care of my kids. So here's what I did. I raised my rent money. I was officially starting out at $750 because that's what my current rent is, y'all. So with that being said, I thought, you know what? If something is to go up and my rent goes up, or I have to move, or I'm going to move, then my rent's probably not going to be less than $1,000. I would be crazy to think it'd be less than $1,000. I'd be happy if it was only $1,000. So I raised it, and that meant that the money that I had in here, I had $217 towards month number 2, got moved over to Capital One 360 into my 1 month ahead emergency fund account, and I added an extra $33 to top that off on top of the $217 to make that $1,000. So we are starting back over. Again, my rent is only currently $750, but anything can happen. So just to let you know, I've lived in my house for 11 or 12 years now. My son was 7 months old when I moved in, and he is now going to be 12 in January. So I can let you know that my rent is only raised $100 since I moved in total. And that's only because of lawn care that I have, and I can't do lawn care on my own. So my landlord provides that with another tenant that he has in another house, and he comes over and he mows every other week for about 7-8 months out of the year until it gets cold and the grass stops growing. So with that being said, we are starting way back over. And this is for month number 2, y'all. And you know what? Normally I only stick grocery money in here, and that's it. That's all. Leftover grocery money. But today, we're going to jack it up a little bit and do something a little different. And I am going to stick $50 into my rent. Now again, my rent is supposed to be $1,000 a month, even though my rent right now is only $750. Extra money just in case. So we are putting $50 into rent. And again, what I do is all my leftover grocery money, I put into here once a month. So that is my rent. Now, electric, I'm just going to go through these categories with you real quick for all my new subscribers. Electric, I'm balancing out at $350 a month. Sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's higher, but $350 is about the average. My gas, $75, maybe $80 sometimes. We shall see. So I've got it set, I think I set it before at $80. I'm moving it down to $75 because that's been pretty much the average for the last year. After that, we have water, and my water is at $80 every month. Groceries, I go ahead and I calculate in case there is a 5th week in a month. So normally we usually have $800 a month for groceries. And if there's 5 weeks, I would have to have 1,000. I'm also calculating for inflation on the months that don't have 5 weeks, because there's only a couple of months in a year that have 5 weeks. So our grocery is 1,000 before we decide to cap that off. Internet is at 100. Cable has gone up from 45 to 52, and that's because I got my daughter Danya her own cable box for her room so that we don't have an issue there. After that, we have security, and security is 45. After security, we have one subscription. Now, do we need the subscription? No. But I also let you know that this is not a bare bones situation. So we chose that we would have Discovery Plus, which is one of the lowest, if not the lowest, subscription right now. I believe it's $6, but I pushed it up to $7 just in case they end up raising it. So that is our one subscription we would keep. Now, I will let you know that through Verizon, I have the Disney bundle for free, 100% free. Through my cable provider, I get HBO Max for free. We are getting another subscription for free coming on board. They also are offering Hulu for free through my internet, or not my internet, I'm sorry, my cable provider, but we already have that through Disney for free. If it doesn't become free through Disney, then for the Verizon account that I have from my cell phone, then we'll go back and add it on to our cable plan, because that is actually being offered for free, and we'll be getting Peacock for free in December. So I'm super excited that we're getting a lot of subscriptions that everybody pays for. We're getting them for free. So please check your phone carriers and your cable carriers and see if you can get any subscriptions for free. So that is that. Trash, I made a mistake, and we've been putting $70 in, but that's a 3-month situation. So we will not be filling this for the next 2 months. So that should be trash. Then we have our Verizon. So actually, let's take trash out for a minute, and I'll show you why. Again, we've already filled this for the first month, and that actually should be for 3 months. So let's put that aside. Let me make sure I pulled out the right one here. Yes. So we'll put trash aside because I've done something different to this as well. Verizon still hasn't gotten the label on, y'all. I apologize. We just, I keep saying we're going to get it on, and we haven't gotten the label on. We need to get the label on. Verizon is $200. This one has changed. It is no longer doggy daycare, because I have $100 in month number 1 in case I need to take the dogs to an overnight daycare for any situation whatsoever, so they can have a 1-day boarding pass. That is $100 for 2 Chihuahuas overnight. I could take them to a pretty expensive location because it has an on-site veterinarian emergency vet right there within steps away from where my dog is sleeping, and she has epileptic seizures. So that is why I choose that daycare of all daycares. But we are taking that out. I'm leaving that in for month number 1. It's already in my Capital One 360 account, but now this is for Jaya's medication. She is epileptic, and she's on epilepsy medication. So if I am to lose my income, that is vital to us that we do not lose being able to pay for her medication every month. She's on phenobarbital. It is $15 per month. Not a very big cost, but I do want to throw it in here for precautionary periods. Last but never least is a buffer that I just threw in here just in case any of these bills are a little bit higher than I thought they were going to be or predicted that they should be. So the buffer is sitting at $300. Now what I did was, instead of putting a whole bunch of fully funded slips in here, I added a fully funded slip to the back here. This is by, excuse me, Crafted by Free on Etsy. And so I put that here. So anything that follows behind here has been funded for month number 2. And once that's all done and all of them have come to the back here, I will make sure that all that money gets transferred back over to Capital One 360. We'll put all of them up front again, and we'll start over again. So this one will stay back here for month 2 and month 3 because I made the mistake in thinking $70, and I thought, hold on, that's for 3 months, not for 1 month. Yes, I could put in 1 month at a time, but I had already filled that for month number 1. So that is behind the fully funded slip now, showing me that this has already been taken care of for this time around. And it will remain back there until we get to month number 4. So we stuck $50 in for rent. Now we are on month number 2. Now, before I show you my 100 envelope challenge, I'm going to sneak this in. I told y'all we are going to be doing our mystery giveaways. So this was not in the title. So if you've gotten to the video this far, congratulations. You can get into the mystery giveaway. This is one of the 2 packets that I have from Jordan Budgets. This is a limited time. It's already sold out. Yes, I'll be honest. I'll tell the truth. I bought the last pack. So that's how I got 2 packs to give away instead of 1. But this is just for this video. This is 1 pack I'm giving away. This is her vacation pack, and it is amazing. I showed it on my channel last week in full detail, and I also showed you that I have a binder now that is just for my vacation savings, and I absolutely love this. I think Jordan did a great deal with this. I have convinced her to go ahead and do another pack. She's got another one in the works. It's not going to be a vacation savings pack. It will be something else totally different. I may hit her up and see if she'll do a graduation one where it doesn't have the year on it, but you can say happy graduation, and it'll hit 20, and then you can put in the last 2 numbers, 2017, 2022, 2025. Obviously 2017 was a long time ago, but I'm just giving you an example. So if your kiddo is not graduating until 2030, you can put the 30 behind it. So I'm going to hit her up. I'm going to ask her about it. I'm going to message her, you know, maybe she'll do it. Fingers crossed. So that's what I'm hoping. My son is sleeping, so he's in the background. He was up late last night, y'all. So here we go. How to get into this mystery pack giveaway. You know, I make my mystery pack giveaways and any packs that I do giveaway-wise, I make them super simple and super easy. Like the video, be a subscriber, tell me down below if you were able to go on a dream vacation anywhere in the world, where would you go? Just leave down the country or the city or whatever down below. Don't give too much description because I don't want people looking at just the comments and then trying to fill things in without being able to watch this video and get to the point that you all did. So I will let you know. My plans and trip will be in the next 7 years or so when I am an empty nester. And my husband and I are going to Egypt because that is my dream, to go to Egypt. So let's get into our 100 envelope challenge. Again, this is half the challenge, not the full challenge. I do mine totally different than most people will do it. They will list their envelopes 1 through 100, and then they pull an envelope every week, and then they stuff that number. No, thank you, no way. I don't always have that kind of money. Could you imagine if I pulled a 90 envelope and needed to put $90 in, and I only had 20 to put in? A lot of people get frustrated. They get upset. They say they can't do it. And you see videos where it's titled, I failed at blah, blah, blah challenge. Well, this is one challenge a lot of people fail at because it's high numbers and not everybody has that kind of income. So what I did was I have 2 binders. This is binder number 1. Yes, you're going to see a very beautiful sticker on here from Miss Hands and Bands. That's Miss Alicia. She has customized stickers for me. One is a Pound Puppy stickers. This one is my Care Bear stickers. Yes, I collect both. I collect all my stuffed animals from the 80s that I absolutely love. Tell me down below if you're old enough to remember the cartoon Short Tales. Whoops, hit my camera there. Short Tales. I even have all of those, y'all. And those are super rare and hard to get your hands on. But anyways, yes, yes, yes. That is my 100 envelope challenge. Now, what I did is I had Budget with Emmy make up all my envelopes for me, right? And I told her, I said, girl, stick $100 down in every single one of them. I bought her 50 envelope bundle, okay? And I said 100 across every single one at the very bottom. That is what she did. So out of 50, I got 25 in here. My second binder that I will show you when we get to that section, after we end up filling this, and it'll end up totaling 2,500, and then we'll get into our second 100 envelope binder. This one has 100 here. That one's been full. 200. And you're thinking, oh my God, girl, you just told me there was an easier way to do this. There is. Let me explain this. That's 200, 300, 400, 500. We're working on envelope number 6. Now here's the deal. I need $100 per envelope before I can move on. Once this is full, again, this has 25 envelopes. That means 2,500. The other binder has 26 envelopes because I have an extra envelope in there. And it has 25 envelopes, again, that have the 100 symbol. And on the very last envelope, envelope number 26, it's 50. Because in order to reach and complete the 100 envelope challenge, it is $5,050. Now, did I not just tell you there's an easy way to do this? You don't want to pull out a whole bunch of envelopes and pull all that money out and organize all those 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, whatever. No. Get yourself some envelopes. Do it this way. Mark 100 on every single envelope. Start filling that envelope up. For example, I don't even know what I have in here right now. So let me get into my CCTV so I can count it first, and then I will bring it back over to you. Because y'all know I can't see. There's 50, 60. Okay, I thought that was right. There is 70. There's 50, 60, 70. Well, $70 doesn't make 100, does it? Nope. Because I'm not done stuffing this envelope yet. So today I'm sticking 10 because that's all I got left to stick in. I got a $10 bill. Guess what? That just got me $10 closer to 100. So now I'm at $80. Well, I just keep stuffing this envelope until it hits 100. Put a paper clip here because that tells me where it's at. Since y'all know I can't see, I'm the blind mommy here. I'm the blind YouTuber. I'm the blind budgeter. I might be the only blind budgeter. I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyways, now there's $80 in there. I can't stop this envelope and go on to the next one until this is full. Say next week comes, I overspend, or I don't have $10 or $20 to stick in here to finish this envelope. Say I got $1, Guess what? That dollar is going in here, and now I'm 19 away from finishing this. Stick as much as you can, as often as you can, and when you can. And as soon as this envelope is empty, because it's reached the 100 mark and been completed, my paper clip moves. That 100 goes into the transfer to my Capital One 360. The paper clip comes on to this next one. Again, I use that for feeling purposes because I can't visually see. And then we start this envelope. I don't care if you stick $5. I don't care if you stick 75 cents into here. Every bit will add up. If you're consistently sticking something in these envelopes each time, and when you reach the $100 mark, boom, you've completed that envelope. Move on. So that is how I do my 100 envelope challenge. Adapt that to any challenge that you have, whether it's a scratcher challenge, whether it is a color in challenge, a tracker challenge, or the $100 the 100 envelope challenge. That is how you adapt that to any challenge you want to do. So don't look at a challenge and go, yeah, I wish I could do a $5,000 challenge. I wish I could do a $10,000 challenge. The bottom line is you can do any challenge on any income. The time it takes for you to do the challenge may be longer, but trust me, you will hit milestones even with smaller amounts. I just put $10 in there. Could I have pulled a 20 and did it? Sure could have, but I'm not going to. This is a slow and steady way for me to start building up this challenge and do it slower so I can put the other money where it needs to go, because I have a ton of binders, okay? And I got a ton of categories because I have a ton of responsibilities. I have children, I have dogs, I have grandchildren, I have grown children outside my house. So I've got a lot of categories to stuff. If I was a single person with no kids and no animals, I wouldn't have so many to stuff. But this is the way that you stuff the $100, I keep saying that, the 100 envelope challenge, the simplest way. You will never fail. I don't care if you stick a penny in the envelope. Keep sticking something. Reach that $100 and move on to the next envelope. Mark it 100, do the same way. You don't have to do it in pretty little binders and pretty little envelopes. You can do it with a box of envelopes, okay? Just mark every envelope 100. Start with your first envelope. Once you hit 100, that one's been done. Put it to the back. Start the next one. So adapt that as you can to your scratchers, to whatever. You scratch off something and it says you need to put in $20 in that envelope, but you got 5, you put 5. And then right beside that scratcher area, you put that you have $15 more that you have to put into that before you can scratch off the next amount. So there you go. That's how you never fail at any challenge, regardless of your income, regardless of how you stuff your envelopes or anything of that sort. So for all of you who want to get into the vacation savings challenge, just once again, tell me down below, what is your dream spot to go to if it was unlimited and you could travel anywhere in the world you wanted to, or where would you go? And that would be really interesting for me to read all of that. Like the video, just be subscribed. There's your 3 things. So if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, anything of that nature, Let me know in the comment section down below. We will catch you hopefully tomorrow. We did not catch you yesterday on Tuesday. I apologize. Too much going on. I'm not feeling well. I do have a doctor's appointment coming up on Friday, just for my personal health, because I have just not been feeling well. So anyways, till next time, Without Limits Budgets is out.